Welcome to PM Movie Recaps. Today's pick is a drama and history of 2017, Victoria and Abdul. If you're ready, let's enjoy the video. The year is 1887, the 50th year of Queen Victoria's reign. At that time, India was a colony in the British Empire. For the Queen's Golden Jubilee celebration, 2 random Indian Muslim subjects are chosen to travel to England and present the Queen with a moher, a Mughal commemorative coin. The plan is to have the Indians quickly present the coin to Victoria at the palace, and immediately return to India. This gold coin has been minted in British-ruled India as a mark of gratitude. The film opens with Abdul Karim, a young Indian, executing the principles of the Quran. Abdul is from an Indian Muslim household that speaks Urdu. After that, he goes to his workplace to do his regular duties as a jail clerk. While he is listing the names of the convicts, the governor summons him to his office. Inside, the governor tells Karim that he has been given the task of finding someone tall to present Queen Victoria with a ceremonial coin. Karim is the tallest guy in the room, thus he mentions that he could not think of anyone else for the role, but himself, so he is ordered to sail to the United Kingdom to present the moher himself. Later, he is brought by the governor to see Major Bigha, who would be in charge of their travel to Britain. They then meet Muhammad, a short Indian, who is also chosen to accompany him to give the moher to the Queen. They get on a boat and start sailing for Britain. On their journey, they are introduced to all of Buckingham Palace's heads of staff, as well as how to deliver the moher to the Queen during the event. Major Bigha strictly instructs them that they should not directly look at the Queen. Late at night, Muhammad expresses his displeasure at having to go 5,000 miles to deliver a medal to the oppressor of the whole Indian subcontinent, Queen Victoria. Karim, on the other hand, is honored to be able to gift the Queen herself with a moher. The scene then shifts to the palace, where the Queen's lavish lifestyle is presented. The servants wake her up and get her ready for the day's activities. One of the staff members is recounting the Queen's daily routine side by side. Sometime later, Abdul and Muhammad have arrived in England and are on their way to Buckingham Palace. They are first given their evening outfits and transported to the palace, where the household head explains to them how the moher should be presented. He also tells them that they should avoid looking at the Queen. After that, the Queen arrives, and all of the other delegates start staring at her. Once she is seated at her table, she is presented with the royal soup. Everyone else is served after the Queen starts to consume the soup. The dishes are served one by one, and now it's time to present the moher. Sir Henry, the head of the household, approaches Abdul and Muhammad and again explains the procedure to them. When Abdul and Muhammad present the moher to the Queen, she is found to be asleep. She does not give the moher the care it deserves. Abdul, on the other hand, cannot resist the urge to glance at the Queen, and as he walks backwards, he makes eye contact with her and smiles. The Queen also grins as she stares at Abdul. The next day, when the Queen is queried about her opinion about the moher, she responds she rather admires Abdul, the man who brought it. Following the Queen's statement, Major Bigha hurries to prevent Abdul and Muhammad from returning to India. He then brings them both to an occasion where they must serve the Queen a royal pudding when she requests it. After Abdul presents the royal pudding to the Queen, he kisses her feet as a sign of affection, and she adores it. Major Bigha chastises Abdul for his behavior, but the Queen orders the 2 Indians to serve as her personal footmen for the entire duration of the Jubilee. Muhammad is enraged with Abdul because he has burdened them with yet more obligation instead of returning to India. Abdul and Muhammad are soon escorted to the palace, where Abdul stands alongside the Queen while Muhammad is assigned to guard the entrance. When the Queen is busy penning important messages, Abdul reveals that he is a writer as well, and that his job in India is to write about the prisoners. Inside, he tells her that his family is a carpet manufacturer, and that he also chose the carpet for the royal occasion. He depicts a carpet as a human existence made up of various strands tied together in a lovely design. His vision of the carpets and his ideas on them significantly impresses the Queen. Abdul's proximity to the Queen has irritated the households. They occasionally try to overhear Abdul's conversation with the Queen. Abdul and the Queen have been together for 3 days in a row. He tells her about the Taj Mahal and its creator, Shah Jahan, who built it for his loving wife after she died giving birth to their 14th child. He also tells her about the Peacock Throne and how it was broken by British soldiers. After returning to the palace, she instructs Sir Henry to provide him with mangoes because Abdul mentioned it to be the Queen of Fruits. In the next scene, they visit the Balmoral estate, where Abdul and Muhammad are forced to wear the rough Scottish costume. The Queen appears to be overjoyed at night and asks more of the Scottish dance. As time passes, the Queen is more eager to learn Urdu from Abdul. He demonstrates to her how to spell the words as well as how to write them down. The fact that the Queen is studying Urdu irritates the households to a bigger extent. Bertie, the Queen's eldest son, arrives and tries to persuade the Queen that learning Urdu is inappropriate for her, as she is the head of the church. However, she chooses to ignore her son and then travels to Glassaltschiel with just Abdul by her side. After they arrive at Glassaltschiel, the Queen tells Abdul about her hectic life and how much she misses her husband, Albert. The Queen, lonely and bored of her adoring courtiers, takes an interest in Abdul and eventually forms a strong connection with him. She elevates him to the position of Munshi and requests that he teach her Urdu and the Quran. The Queen even takes Abdul on a vacation to Florence, where the poor Muhammad becomes his personal servant. Abdul is given a private carriage on the train and he pulls the emergency chain by accident. Abdul then goes to the Queen to apologize for his error, but she tells him to stop and offers him a bejeweled locket with her picture in it. After receiving the locket, Abdul promises to keep her safe for the rest of her life. During their visit to Albert's palace, Abdul informs the Queen that in India, each emperor has their own Durbar chamber, which is planned and built by the world's best artists and craftsmen. The notion of a Durbar chamber impresses Queen Victoria, and she intends to have one for herself. One night, after a party, when Abdul asks Queen Victoria for a dance, he mentions that she is the most special person in his whole life. Queen Victoria becomes really happy to hear that. But later, when Victoria discovers he is married, she asks him to go back to India to his wife and bring her once to England. Honored to fulfill her request, Abdul and his wife, as well as his mother-in-law, arrive at the palace. His wife and mother-in-law both wear black burqas, much to the household's great annoyance and Queen Victoria's interest. After some time, she pays Abdul a visit and conveys her desire to see his wife free of the burqa. Abdul agrees to her request and takes her inside to introduce her to his wife. Before departing, the Queen expresses her delight at seeing her and invites Abdul to enter the Durbar room. As the Queen's interest in India rose, she had the Durbar room erected at Osborne House on the Isle of Wight for official occasions. With an Agra carpet, formal pictures of notable Indians, a copy of the Peacock Throne, and sculptures by Bhai Ram Singh, the Durbar room is ornately and beautifully designed. The Durbar corridor is decorated with images of notable Indian figures. Later that night, Abdul performs a drama on ancient Persia for the Queen, which she enjoys. She even replaces Bertie, with Abdul's wife in the seat beside her. While Victoria treats Abdul like a son, her household and inner circle, especially her son, Bertie, and the Prime Minister, are enraged by her favoritism. The household attempts to sabotage their connection in the hopes of Abdul being returned to his home, India. Victoria's faith and trust in Abdul are tested when she embarrasses herself by recalling Abdul's one-sided description of the Indian Rebellion of 1857. She becomes angry at Abdul and makes the decision that he must return to India. Abdul apologizes for giving her false information about the mutiny, but the Queen tells him that he has put her in a terrible situation and that he must return. Later, the Queen is unhappy and lonely after telling Abdul to return to India. She begins to miss his companionship and finds herself unable to resist meeting him late at night. She visits him and informs that, despite his flaws and selfishness, she can't deny that he is a pure soul with admirable qualities. She soon changes her mind and asks him to stay in England and protect her. During their conversation, Queen Victoria learns that Abdul is childless and that this is due to an illness. She then demands that her doctor check Abdul in order to figure out why his wife hasn't become pregnant. After evaluating him and his wife, the doctor learns Abdul has gonorrhea. The Queen then orders the doctor to treat Abdul. The Prime Minister is emphatic that Abdul must be removed from the royal family. The closeness of Queen Victoria and Abdul has greatly irritated the household. They do research into his Indian family history and present Victoria with a dossier demonstrating that Abdul's family is more ordinary and underprivileged than he claims. They expect the Queen to fire Abdul out of displeasure, but Victoria stands by him and chastises her courtiers for conspiring against him. Bertie attempts to persuade her that Abdul is abusing his position for personal gain. When the Queen hears this, she informs him that Abdul is no different from the rest of them. Enraged, she reveals her decision to give Abdul a knighthood in order to show him the respect he deserves. Eventually, the household decides that Victoria must break her loyalty to Abdul. After learning that the Queen is ready to bestow a knighthood in his honor, making him a member of the royal family, the entire household decides to resign and declare Victoria insane. When Victoria learns of this, she calls the whole household and orders anybody who wishes to quit to come forward. When no one responds, she claims that she has chosen not to make Abdul a knight. Instead, she will make him a commander of the Royal Victorian Order in her next honors list. As she leaves the meeting, Queen Victoria feels weak and collapses to the floor. Ahmed, one of Abdul's servants, rushes over to call the doctor and alert him of Muhammad's serious health condition while the doctor is examining the queen. However, no one gives much attention to his message. The following scene shows Abdul burying his Indian companion Muhammad. The death of Muhammad disturbs Queen Victoria, and she requests Abdul to return to India. She informs him that everyone is against him and that he is in danger there. Abdul, on the other hand, refuses to go and promises to remain with her till his dying breath, protecting her as promised. When Queen Victoria falls ill, she advises Abdul to return to India while she is still able to defend him, warning him that if she dies, the court would turn against him. Abdul, on the other hand, is adamant on staying until Victoria passes away. When the Queen dies in 1901, her son, Bertie, now Edward VII, dismisses Abdul and sends him and his family back to India, burning all of the Queen's presents and records. However, Abdul's wife saves the necklace Victoria gave Abdul. It is revealed that Abdul spent the next 8 years of his life in India, until his death in 1909. In the final scene, Abdul kneels in front of a large statue of Queen Victoria near the Taj Mahal, speaks to it and kisses its feet in reverence. Thank you for watching, but before leaving please make sure that you click subscribe and turn on the notification so that you can enjoy watching more videos like this.